Hi guys, today I have for you my top 5 tips for beginners in Oxygen Not Included. If you enjoy the video or find it useful, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up button because that really helps me out. I've been making a walkthrough series on this game that I will link in the description, so feel free to check that out and learn from my mistakes. For now, however, let's get to the tips. You can turn down duplicants. Every few minutes in the game you will have the option to print a new duplicant and will be able to choose from 3. You will absolutely not want to accept a new duplicant every time one is available, as this will be tons more mouths to feed and lungs to provide oxygen for. I recommend sticking with 4 in the very early game and rejecting any that have overly negative attributes, such as bottomless pits, which means they will eat way more than they should, or anything that means they'll use more oxygen. I would also steer clear of anyone with a high decor expectation, however we'll go more into that in a minute. Look out for good attributes such as diver's lungs, which use less oxygen. Maintain good airflow. As you start to deal with competing gases in your base, you will want them to flow to specific areas to deal with them, such as having CO2 sink to the bottom of your base to be dealt with by algae-terrariums or an air scrubber. You want to make sure that your base has good airflow channels to allow this to happen. Without these, the gas will get stuck in the corners, making whole areas of your base uninhabitable for duplicants. In the mid-game, this can be dealt with gas-permeable tiles, however having these channels in place from the start will really help you out throughout the whole game. Know how gas behaves. Knowing how the gas behaves will allow you to build a functional base that deals with these gases and also puts them to use. For instance, carbon dioxide will sink to the bottom of your base, so you'll want something down at the bottom to turn it back into oxygen. Hydrogen rises to the top, so it's worth using a gas pump and hydrogen generator setup right at the top. Contaminated oxygen rises above normal oxygen, so keep that in mind when placing your air deodorizers. Keep researching. If you have played this game for a while, you will know that it's pretty much a game of problem solving. Once you have solved one problem, another one will be waiting for you. It might be that you've even created a new problem by solving the last one. It's important to always be researching new technology because you don't want the solution to a new problem to be trapped behind a couple of research walls, leaving you in a race against time to get the research done before you can deal with your new hydrogen build-up problem or whatever. Don't neglect decor. This is really easily neglected, and the reason for that is that unless you have chosen duplicants with a really high decor expectation off the bat, then for a good while into the game you will have no problem with this. What isn't obvious right from the start though is that their decor expectation levels up, so they will not always be happy with their drab environment and will want more. It's far better to try and keep working on your decor as you go, as and when you can, so you don't suddenly find yourself running into a massive demand for it. That's it for now guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, peace.